All right. We are live on YouTube. Today, we are doing a special class to benefit an organization in my father and his side of the family's hometown, Detroit, Michigan, called Keep Growing Detroit. It is an urban garden program that offers a bunch of amazing um, different educational and actual practical programs, and they help to provide healthy organic food for people who are not able to normally afford it, with the mission to having more of a food sovereign Detroit and ultimately a world that has influence as such. So, anyway, super honored to be doing this. They requested a program for the neck and shoulders, which I think is a fantastic idea. So, we're going to do a nice little class to benefit Keep Growing Detroit. There's a link in the description below for the most financially effective way to benefit them is to mail them a check because they don't have to pay any percentages for credit cards or PayPal or whatnot. But there are electronic links for giving them a donation. I recommend a donation between $1 and $50. Any amount is awesome and helpful. If you're doing really, really well, give more. And if you can't give anything, share with your friends. I know a lot of people are hit hard by the pandemic, but still do this practice anyway, even if you can only give moral support. Give us a like, comment, thumbs up, and share with your friends. We're going to practice for about 40 minutes. You're going to need a strap to do a chest and shoulder stretch. This isn't a yoga strap, this is just a really long piece of cloth. So if you have a yoga strap, great, use that. If not, a belt, bathrobe tie, really long piece of cloth will work great. Soft floor or yoga mat will be very, very helpful. And we'll go ahead and begin. We'll actually begin laying down just to really help get grounded, feel calm, and relaxed. So let's go ahead and take our first pose, Shavasana. And just enjoy laying on the back. And taking some deep breath. Deeper and deeper breath, just to settle into the body. Feel nice and relaxed in the mind. And bring the legs together, bend the right knee in, and open the knee for tree pose. And to open the shoulders, extend the arms overhead. You also have the option to have the arms just half extended or leave them resting by your hips. Whatever helps you feel really good in the pose. We're just going to linger here for about 5 really deep breaths. So settle in, relax, and enjoy. If you haven't yet, bring the breath to its full capacity, continuing to add volume each breath. And once you get to that full capacity, just maintain that rhythm all through the practice. If you ever notice that you're losing the quality of the breath, don't worry about it, but do maybe take a break, rest, adjust, and then recommit to that very deep, rhythmical breath. We can take the right knee to chest now. Give yourself a nice little hug. And switch to the other side of the tree pose. Having the left knee open, arms overhead, lengthening the back of the neck. Let's take about 3 more really long breaths. Settle into the pose. Notice how you feel. Today we're going to practice poses on right and left side of the body. It's always a good idea to notice how you feel. And it's pretty common for one side to be tighter. So if you ever notice that, that's fine. You can always spend a little extra time, or maybe on your own later on, you can do a little extra on that tight side just to help it loosen up and get the body a little bit more even. Keep the breath nice and even, and enjoy how that evens out the mind and emotions as well. Lifting the left knee. Left knee comes into the chest. And both knees to chest. Let's hold the back of the legs and transition upright. Switch to a nice cross-legged seat. Our hips are open from doing the tree stretch, so now sitting cross-legged should feel much better. But if you need support for your knees or hips, sit on a big cushion or fold up a towel or something. Even just folding up your mat partway works. We'll sit really tall and then tuck the chin to the chest. Really do your best to lift the chest. And gently roll side to side. And chin to chest. Renew the lift of the chest. Feel a nice lengthened stretch in the back of the neck. Keep holding this for a little bit more and breathe. Very good. Gently lift the head. Switch which leg is the leading leg. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. And feel that left shoulder just really sink, lengthening all those tissues between the side of the ear and the tip of the shoulder. And switch sides. If you notice you don't have a lot of mobility in the neck, don't worry about it. Just enjoy how far you can stretch and work with the breath to gradually feel a little bit deeper. And come back to center. Switch to hands and knees. Take your time. Have the knees a little behind the hips and the shoulders above the wrists, or if you have sore wrists, Your shoulder's not even that far forward. Roll your back and really emphasize tucking the chin. Elongate. And repeat. Let's do 2 more really fluid motions. You round and lengthen the spine. And you prolong the tuck of the chin to really emphasize the stretch in the neck. And 1 more round. Very fluid. Just like your breathing is nice and smooth. Awesome. Let's go ahead and push into the legs, lift the hips high. This is a downward dog pose, or in the old-fashioned schools of yoga, they call it mountain. You lift the hips. At first, you're kind of slumped and you're more like a foothill, and that's totally fine. But if you can lift the hips a little more and get the lower back to elongate, the lift out of the shoulders, you reach for the peak of the mountain with the tailbone. And if your hamstrings feel tight, feel free to bend the knees. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And walk lightly to the top of the mat. Lift halfway and hold the shins, or maybe bend the knees and hold the thighs. Pull down. And then lift halfway. Consider bending the knees. Have a flat back, and then stand tall. Inhale, lifting the arms. And then hooking the thumbs, open the fingers, set the shoulders down, and engage the abdominals. And switch which thumb is hooked forward. Pull them apart a little bit to strengthen the biceps. Set the shoulders down, engage the abdominals. And now take a twist to the right. Standing twist with the hands wrapped, chest and shoulders open. Nice deep breath. Come back to center, lift the arms, and twist to the other side. Shoulders and chest open. The shoulder on the right side may tend to kind of cave in, but try and open it out. And so you're broad across both sides of the chest. Take 1 more deep breath. And come back to center. Right arm up, left hand to hip. Take a nice side stretch. Deep breath. Switch the sides. And come back to center. Double check that the feet are parallel. Have them about hip distance apart. And then bend the knees a little bit, lift the arms a little bit. Feel free just to stay here. But if you can keep some weight going in the heels, and if it feels good to open your arms a little more, you can sit lower and eventually open the chest and shoulders a little more. And this is the chair pose. Really good for building up some heat in the body, which will help us to loosen up with further stretches. Remember to breathe. And we'll take another downward dog pose. And then lower the knees gently down. Take the knees kind of wide and sink deep into a child's pose. Now, if your neck needs extra support, you can fold your arms under the head. But if you're able to have the arms reaching way out, then go ahead and do that just to stretch the shoulders a bit and breathe. Nice. Let's take hands and knees again. And just to keep warming up, so we'll feel really good in the further stretches, we'll do a few gentle bows. Elbows hugging in, just lower a little bit. And repeat. And then switch to doing the sort of shoulder roll activities. The arms stay pretty lengthened, and you sink down and scoop up, and repeat that, scooping down, lifting up, and doing a few more. So we're kind of going in a little bit of a circle, and then we're going to switch the directions. Scoop down, come up, you're sinking into the joint, and then lifting out of the joint. It gives some nice circulation for all the soft tissue in the main shoulder joint as well. Breathing to assist with that circulation. Nice smooth flow in the body, flow with the breath. Unite body, mind, and emotions in harmony. Good. Let's go ahead and lower all the way down. And reach back to the feet. Lift the chest just a little bit. And then lift the hands. And feel how the chest opens a little bit more. A lot of times tightness in the chest translates to fatigue in the neck and shoulders. Doing some chest openers and some upper back strength is really good for our health and our posture. We'll lower down. And then place the hands near the hips. If you can clasp the hands to do a little deeper shoulder stretch, then do that. But if you need just arms out to the side, we're going to lift again. So clasp the hands or maybe hold a strap or arms out to the side, stretch the shoulders, open the chest. Don't lift the head too much, but just let it naturally lift, following the guidance of the chest. And breathe. Good, come on down. Rotate the head to the right, left ear to ground. And just hang out here for a while. If it really hurts your neck to twist like this, then skip it. But otherwise, the gravity naturally twisting the neck, the floor supporting the pose, really nice. Just to let the ground do the work for you. Let the earth support you in the pose as you continue to breathe. Head comes back to center. Clasp the hands. And lifting arms and legs. Roll the knees in. Chest and shoulders stretch. Deep, deep breath. And let's take that neck stretch on the other side. So lay completely down. Turn the head. Maybe even wiggle the hips a bit. Make sure your glutes and your low back is letting go now. And take time to rest and enjoy the support of the earth below you. And head comes back to center. Use the core to lift, and let's take a nice down dog. Starting to feel more warmed up and more open in the shoulders, so maybe we can lift out of it a little bit more. Whatever your options, heels up, knees bent if your legs feel tight. Otherwise, sink deep into the legs, lengthen the spine, lift out of the shoulders, and soften the neck between the window of the arms. Keep breathing. And knees down, right arm under, and lay down into it and stretch. Now, if you need to modify how far you lay down, you can support your head on the other arm, but if you can lay your head all the way down and extend that arm, then that will help you to go really deep. So work with the pose at the level that works for you, and enjoy. Good, let's switch sides. And just relax. Come back to center. Come to sitting or kneeling, and then let's take a big step up with the right foot for a nice runner's lunge. Take a little step if you need with the knee above the ankle, or take a further step, maybe move the back leg further back. Keep the knee right stacked on top of the ankle. And then take the right hand to the right knee and enjoy a nice twist. This will stretch your spine, but it also opens the chest and shoulders. Turn the head if it feels good, or just look down if your neck's really sore. Deep breath. Very good. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Shorter stance, knee above ankle, or a longer stance, still with that same knee-ankle form. It helps to turn the right hand out. Have a little height with your fingertips, for instance. Don't sink into that shoulder. Lift out of it and have the head of the shoulder down, opening the shoulders on both sides as you open the chest and twist, pushing the left hand into the thigh for some leverage. Very nice. Let's go ahead and switch to a sitting position, and we'll bring the legs out from underneath. You can sit on a blanket or roll your mat up a bit if you need, if it's hard to sit up straight. Do your best to sit tall, and then lift the arms. Feel spine engage, shoulders open, deep breath. If your neck is sore, your shoulders feel really tight, just lifting the arms like a goalpost is perfectly fine, but eventually to have this really long alignment, really tone open shoulders, and that's nice. That's what we're working for. So it's a simple pose, but you can refine it to a really far level. The chest is very lifted. Feel that openness in the heart and lungs. Breathe deep into that space, and keep leaning forward with the chest into a nice stretch. And if you can't hold the feet, just bend the knees and hold the legs. Sitting bones back. And when you're done with that nice stretch, let's switch to sitting cross-legged. And at this point, we're going to use our cloth. So sit cross-legged or any way that's really comfortable for you. It'll allow you to do some shoulder work. Now, if your chest and shoulders are really tight, you're going to want to use really long position. And if you're able to stretch a little bit more, you can use a shorter position. We're going to go back and forth a few times just to loosen up and eventually to hold. They call this movement flossing the upper back. So it's recommended to do this as often as it's recommended to floss. Like 1-2 times a month, you're awesome. Yeah, good. Just kidding. Every day is good. Every other day at least. All right, and then arms back and stretch. Feel the chest open. Keep sitting up tall. It might feel good to lower the neck as well. Breathe. It's the breath that makes it yoga. Otherwise, just a nice little stretch. All right, that was nice. Let's go ahead and try a different seated position. And then we'll do the eagle arms. This will help us stretch behind the shoulder blade, which we've strengthened a bit behind there to open the chest. So now we're going to wrap the right arm around the left. You might just wrap once or 1.5 times, but if you can wrap twice, you get the hands to clasp. That's eventually the full eagle arms. Lower the elbows and shoulders, but lift the chest. Really emphasize the stretch. And switch sides. Very good. Let's go ahead and switch to being in a reclined position. So switch to laying on your back and take knees to chest. And then from knees to chest, open the arms And take the legs to the left, the right shoulder down, and join a nice deep twist. And then other side. When you feel complete with both sides, go ahead and come back to a centered position. Bring the feet together and open the knees. This is the butterfly stretch. 5 deep breaths. And some people could do this pose for many, many minutes, so you could choose this to be your deep relaxation, your Shavasana. Otherwise, we'll take the classical Shavasana pose next. The Shavasana is a pose with the legs and arms extended, but it's an experience of being still and feeling silence and reclined meditation. So if you can experience that in butterfly, you're welcome to stay here. We're going to do several minutes. If you'd like to do a long Shavasana, you can turn the volume off, do 15, even 10 or 15 minutes. Otherwise, we'll do several minutes, eventually transitioning, lengthening the legs, relaxing through the neck, shoulders, all through the torso, pelvic girdle, limbs and extremities, just letting it all relax. And focusing on the breath. One soft breath, followed by the next, till we feel that we're in a state of reclined meditation, feeling calm and at peace, taking time to be very present, just to be, and let go of all of the things other than what you're experiencing in the present. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and come back to the body. Take knees to chest, and then transition to a nice closing seat. Any seat you like, so long as you can sit tall, feel open in the chest, the heart, and the lungs. Neck in line with the spine, shoulders back a bit. And let's do one clearing breath and then one round of Om. Breathe in. Open mouth, exhale. And then inhaling for Om. Namaste. Thank you very much, everyone. Again, this has been a benefit class. I try and do about one a month. Next month, we'll benefit a cycling organization called Outride. Helps youth get involved in cycling to avoid the other pitfalls of youth, to help have good, healthy outlets, improve self-esteem, have good community. So we can look forward to that. I think I'm going to emphasize the core and some twists. About a month from now, end of February. Yeah, thanks to Keep Growing Detroit for doing what they do and for making the excellent suggestion of doing a program for the neck and shoulders. That felt really good. Hopefully it did for you as well. These are live feeds but get saved, so use them again and again. Again, check the descriptions in the link below. Mail a check or do an electronic payment to Keep Growing Detroit and help them with their mission towards having a food sovereign Detroit and ultimately having a world that's more sovereign in terms of food for all people. Thank you again. Look forward to the next time. I'm doing regular live feeds and yoga live in the park near my house. So if you're in Santa Cruz, hit me up for yoga in the park. You can check out GabrielBenjaminYoga.com for my schedule and my contacts. And the live feeds for my normal classes are Thursday Hatha Yoga at 10:30 and Saturday Vinyasa also at 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. So look forward to training together more soon. And it's been an honor and a privilege. Till next time.